Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the What's Gayer podcast, where you, the viewers/listeners, get to decide what is gayer, an actual gay couple, or whatever the fuck me and Mel have going on. Welcome to episode 3.
Episode 3. This is definitely the first time we're recording this episode.
Definitely, for sure, the first time we are recording this episode. We had no tech issues whatsoever.
Nope.
Everything's fine. It's all good.
Everything's great. Everything's going great.
Going fine. But hi, everyone. It's so wonderful to see you all again. I hope that you're doing well.
It's so great to see you all again. We're back for episode 3 already. It feels like this is still such a brand new idea, and yet we're here.
Yeah, we're
episode
here.
3.
Episode 3.
We have special plans for episode 5.
Yes, we do.
Episode 5 is going to be a special bonus, or not even bonus, a special surprise. Episode?
Special
surprise.
Episode.
Special episode. So next time you'll get to find out what that is.
Yeah. So next episode will be our Showgirl episode. So we're going to talk about Life of a Showgirl next episode. And then the episode after that will be the special episode, and I think next episode we'll talk about what our plan is.
Yes.
For the following episode. So
yes.
It'll be good.
But we have some fun talking points today, though.
Yeah, we do. We have a lot to talk about today.
We have a lot to talk about today.
Yeah.
First up on the list, Flame Fatale's recap. Flame Fatale. So that was Flame Fatales. That was a week and a half ago already, which seems wild. It feels like it was literally just yesterday.
I know.
But it was already almost 2 weeks ago. Flame Week was just so fun. It was so fun just to watch the whole event. It was literally all bangers, the entire schedule.
It was so good.
So getting to be the finale to like cap all of the amazing runs that were happening was just wild. It was a wild time. We literally, because we were the finale, our run didn't start until 9:30.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
something like that. And because we had incentives and such, we ended up going for over 2 hours for an hour and a half, not even an hour and a half run. So we were able to get lots of Stardew time on the finale, because this is the first time Stardew has ever been a finale for a GDQ quote unquote mainline event.
Yeah,
so
it was awesome. It was seriously such an honor, and to have our friend Gabby, aka Blackheart Wings, they commentated for us, did such a wonderful job helping keep the commentary topical and make sure that we were talking about the things that we needed to be talking about. And Char Bunny hosted for us. It was just
oh my gosh,
amazing, just such a fun time. And so much love from the Stardew community, so much love from the Fatales community coming through in donations and as, comments in the chat and things like that. It was just so wonderful.
It was so great to see. I think in total, Fatales for the entire week ended up raising about $154,000. And I think during our run, it was $10,000, I think, just during our run.
Yeah.
Not including the bid war and the incentive leading up to it, because our first incentive, y'all crushed it, literally got met as we were doing our intros.
Yeah, we were
we didn't even start gaming yet.
Yeah.
And it got met, which was so wild. And then during setup also, because the incentive was already so close to being met during setup, somebody who was talking to Games Committee came into the setup call and was like, hey, can you guys actually come up with a second incentive?
Yeah.
Very last minute, and Grace was like, Junimo cart?
Yeah, literally. So what had happened is they came in, and it was someone that was in the Fatale studio, doing some of the coordination stuff, and they were like, do you think we could split up your incentive to be the first part of it is when that one gets met, then one of you does your cutscenes, and then when the second one gets met, then the other person does the cutscenes. And I was like, well, the thing is that we have them all prepped on the same file, so then it would only one of us would have to be staying in the house, and then the other person would be doing the content, and I was like, I just don't think that that's necessarily something that's going to work for the stream. And I was like, but like we could do a Junimo kart race, like, because we had just done our setup. And something a little behind the scenes, when you're doing like setting up for a run for like a marathon, they'll have you do like an audio check and like, you know, a secondary tech check to make sure everything's working. And for Stardew Valley, one of the best ways to check your audio levels is to load into Junimo Kart, because there's constant noise. And so that's what I think a lot of us do, is that we'll just load into Junimo Kart if we have a file that has it, and just do it. I think other people will do, you know, like tree chopping or things like that. That's also like constant noise, but like I always do Junimo Kart. And so we had just, and Mel did it. And so then we had both just done Junimo Kart, and I was like, Junimo Kart, like it just was in my brain for
Junimo Kart,
because I had just played it. But yeah, so we ended up doing that as our second incentive. Both incentives got met. Plus we had the bid war. It was just amazing. Like, just such incredible support.
It was so cool to see the Stardew community come out in such full force. It was so nice to hear so many familiar names during the donos, and then watching back the VOD. I watched back the VOD like right away, basically. So it was so good to see everybody's familiar faces in chat. They also renamed the Junimo Kart incentive like halfway through the run.
Yes.
So they renamed it to Mario Kart, because we did a marriage percent race. So it was a double pun of Mary Kart, but also on Mario Kart, except that Grace didn't realize it was for Mario Kart.
Literally until the end of the run, I realized, like, it was like right, like basically as it was getting met, like Char had said it, and I was like, I was like, it's a fucking Mario Kart pun.
Like, it's a fucking Mario Kart pun.
I didn't understand. I just did not. It whooshed so hard. I was like, I felt so silly. But it was fine. But like, it was just, but it was great. It was such a good time.
Yeah. We both unfortunately got really bad luck on our first Junimo Kart run, so we both ended up dying right at the end.
So
we were like, oh yeah, it's a 6-minute incentive, and it ended up being 12 minutes because we both had to do a second run. But then I pulled ahead.
It was so embarrassing, actually, because for me, because I'm good at Junimo Kart. So the fact that
Grace is really good at Junimo Kart.
The fact that I died, and I was trying to ensure that I wouldn't die by like getting all of the fruits on all the levels and everything. So I went through like 8 carts in the final level and lost. And I was like, oh no, this is mortifying that on the GDQ channel I fucked up Junimo Kart that bad. But it's fine. It's fine. And then Mel won, but
I won.
Fine.
I won.
Yeah, then I didn't do slopes fast enough in my second one, so I had to do the third level.
Oh no!
So if
that happened to me on my first one. I had to do Bertha.
Yeah, you did Bertha, and then I got Slump in the second one. Yeah. So we did get to show like both of the third levels, and both of us did get a level skip, just not at the same time. But
not at the same time.
If I hadn't had Slump, I would have won, because it was really close.
Yes, like it was really close at the end.
Within like 10 seconds, I think that second run was really close.
Yep.
So if I hadn't had to do Slump, I would have had it probably. But I just didn't get good ice.
I got really good ice.
I think I was probably like 60 seconds or like 61 seconds. Like I just missed the cutoff, because I thought that I was gonna get it, and then Slump showed up, and I was like, oh, shit.
Rip.
I was like, damn it.
We also put a surprise in our cutscene file for Char too. Oh my god, she loved it so much. So we made Char Bunny was our host, and obviously she loves bunnies. So when we were doing the file prep, I ended up building all the way up to a deluxe coop and buying a rabbit and named it Char Bunny.
Yeah.
So that it was all ready to go when we loaded in. So I was like, okay, first things first. We're going to go into the coop and show you the surprise. Because we were hoping we were going to use that as a hype point to hype up the incentive. But we didn't even have to, because everybody met it, like, literally before the run even started.
I know, yeah.
Like, so we didn't even have to be like, we didn't even have to tell Chet, oh my god, we have a really special surprise for Char. Like, we want Char to see this, so please meet this incentive.
Like, literally, we had planned to, like, use that as an additional secret special, like, nobody knew about it until the run started, hype point. And then it got met, and we were like...
oh, okay.
We're like, oh... I mean, we were very excited that it got met, but like internally we were both really like, excited. Damn it, we don't get to hype that up now. Like,
I know, I was bummed about that, but she still really loved it.
Yeah,
so
it was awesome.
It was so adorable. It was so adorable. Mm-hmm. So overall, it was just such a fun time. Highly recommend participating in any Fatales events, whether you're running or volunteering or just watching. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just such a fun time. It's such a fun time.
Yeah, we love the Fatales.
I just saw today too that Fright Fatales dates got posted.
I know, and it's 2 days. There's 2 days of Fright this year.
But it's the concert that I can't go because it's during it's during the Stardew concert.
Oh, so that sucks.
I'm not gonna be able, because I think it's the 25th and the 26th.
Damn.
And I think the 25th is Saturday and the 26th is Sunday, so like literally I will not be here both days.
Yeah,
which is sucks. A bummer.
That sucks.
But it's fine.
I'm gonna submit. I'm gonna submit Strange Antiquities because it's not just horror games this year too. They said it's anything that's fall adjacent or kind of like that cozy fall vibe, or anything that's like scary or Halloween themed or anything like that. And I was like, oh, like literally the first thing that popped in my head when I saw that today was like it doesn't explicitly take place in fall, but Strange Antiquities feels like a fall game to me. And it's like it's rainy and it's dreary and you're like in your shop and you're identifying things. I'll talk more about it later because it just came out, and it is on my list of things that I want to talk about today. So we will talk a little bit more about Strange Antiquities, but I am gonna submit it. It's very like, it just feels like a fall game to me, and it's new, which is fun, and I think gives it a good shot of like, let's showcase this thing that literally just came out. Like, it, like, as of the time recording this, it came out last week, like less than a week ago. So
but yeah, I'll have to look at the I mean, I technically could do it on the second day if I put my availability for later in the evening.
Yeah, like if you left really early in the morning or something.
If I left really early in the morning and then got back home, like, you know, around 1 or something, like, I don't know. Anyway, we'll see.
We'll see.
We shall see.
We shall see. But either way, it'll be fun.
We got to be the finale for Fright Fatales last year.
So that was fun.
We
did get to be the finale for Fright. We did not expect to be the finale for Fright, and then and then we got to be.
We were like, whoa, we got in. Whoa, we're the finale. Wait a second, we're last.
Yeah, that was our first time, I think, being the finale for something on the GDQ channel. We had been finale before for other marathons, and Fright Fatales isn't a marathon. It's a showcase. It's a special showcase on Hotfix. So they do, in prior years, it was just like one night of Hotfix was like Fatales, and it was horror games, and it was called Fright Fatales. But yeah, this one, they have it 2 days, and it is technically a Hotfix, so it's not a marathon. But it was our first time being like the finale for something. On the GDQ channel, which was very exciting. And since then, we've now also been the finale for a Fatales mainline event. We've been in Fatales a couple of times. I got to open up a hotfix. I opened up the Oops All Fishing. I got to do a fish tank, and Mel commentated for me. So technically, we both opened up something on a GDQ on the GDQ channel as well. And then I also got to be like I've been on Hotfix a lot of times, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yes, you have.
Because We've
been on Hotfix at least once together.
Yeah.
Twice together. We were twice
Fright,
together.
And then we did the Frost preview.
And we did Express Lane too.
Oh, so and we did Express Lane. That's 3 times. Yeah. And then Oops All Fishing, you commentated for me, so that's 4 times that we've been on Hotfix together. And then I've also done... I got to be on Hidden Heroes. I got to do Melatonin. It was the first time Melatonin had ever been shown on the GDQ channel, so that was incredibly exciting to get to do that. And I was the middle slot of 3 for that, so that was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah.
We love GDQ.
We love GDQ. I was thinking I should apply for Oz's new show, too.
I know. We should.
Yeah. We should
figure something out and apply for Oz's show. We should.
Yes.
Our friend Osborne, has a brand new show, a new hotfix show that he's been applying forever and ever and ever to try and to be a showrunner for hotfix, and has such great ideas. Like, seriously, the way his brain works for organizing events, and he like, you know, helps run multiple charity marathons. He does mutual aid stuff, like, just so the way his brain works is so fascinating to be able to like plan these things, and like he's such an ideas person, and so and all of his hotfix ideas have been so good. So I was very excited to hear.
Yeah, it premiered yesterday or the day before. Yesterday whatever that was. Yeah, but yesterday was I watched night. It. It was really fun. It was very fun. So
yeah, but yeah, we'll have to definitely apply to do something for that.
Anyway, that went on so many tangents.
Listen,
this is us. This is what this podcast is about. It's just we have the talking points, and then we let the tangents go where they take us.
We don't have a script. Like, I want you all to be. I want to be so real with you. We don't have a script for our podcast. Nope. I know some people do scripted podcasts. We don't. We have a bullet pointed list of like, here's the things we definitely want to talk about, and then wherever those go, they go. Yep, and that's just how it is.
They go. They go. Ooh.
that hand motion, I'm so sorry. Another tangent. That makes me think of a song that we do in preschool. It makes me think of a song that we do in preschool. It's the Five Little Ducks song. And I will sing you the first bit of it. It's very long, so I won't do the whole thing, but I will sing the first bit. And it's and we do have actions. Okay. It's
here we go.
It's 5 little ducks went out one day over the hill and far away. Mother duck said quack, 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 but only 4 little ducks came back. And then you do it again, but it's 4 little ducks, and then you keep the 4 when you do the over the hill, and then eventually you get to none, and then it's like no little ducks went out one day or something. Like, I don't remember. We did it today and my brain is fried, but it's like, and then at the end it's like, and mother duck went over the hill and far away. Mother duck said quack, 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 and all of the 5 little ducks came back. So they all came back. Don't worry, they weren't lost forever. But
I was really
just
worried.
Just in case you were worried about the 5 little
ducks,
they were not lost forever. But that song, you made me think of it when you went like this, because we do that. But also it has multiple purposes. First of all, counting down is a skill that we work on in preschool. But also we use it as a thing of like, the mother duck was very scared when her babies didn't come back. So when we call the class to come line up when we're playing outside, we have to be like the little ducks and get in the line. This is preschool. It's all connections. It's all this song that we're singing. Oh, it has a purpose. It has a purpose, and it works. It works actually really well.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. That was a tangent I wasn't expecting us to go on.
Listen, sometimes.
But I loved it. I loved it.
I guarantee you all will get at least another preschool song at some point during podcasts.
Yeah,
maybe not today.
I believe
but at some point.
I believe it.
Mm-hmm. Moving on to our second segment. You want to introduce it, Mel?
It's the release party of a Showgirl.
Release party of a Showgirl. I'm so excited.
This was not something I was expecting was coming, but I'm so here for it. Mm-hmm. So, like, last Friday morning, Taylor announced, hey, we're having a release party in theaters for The Life of a Showgirl, where I'm premiering the new music video for The Fate of Ophelia. And it will be an exclusive premiere, and you can only see it in theaters until after it's done, I think, basically.
Yeah.
And tickets are on sale now. Go.
Yeah, literally. There was no warning. There was no...
Yep.
And it was just, like, literally, it was, like, announcement, and, like, that's when the tickets were available. Like, a ticket's available now. Yep. And we're all, like... And I was at work. Okay, so here's the thing. Yep. I was at work, and I... was like, shit, because I didn't even see the announcement post. I just saw you guys all talking we have a group chat on Discord that has our Swiftie friends in it. And I just saw, like, I was like, and it's called the group chat. What is it? The group chat of a showgirl right now, I think is what it's called. We change it.
I think that's what it's called. The life of a group of Swifties.
The life of a group of Swifties. That's what, I knew it was something related to, but so then I just see, like, the life of a group of Swifties, ping, ping, and I, on my watch, you know, I get my notifications, so they're just, like, popping up, and I was like, like, what is happening?
Going on?
So then I had, like, literally 1 second to, like, open up my phone and, like, really quickly scroll, and I was like, fuck, I'm missing like something important right now. And so I'm, like, at work trying to get these tickets, and the AMC website was broken. Okay, everything was broken.
It did not work.
So Mel, you can talk about your experience with it before I continue with mine.
It just did not work. I kept clicking. It would put you into a queue. It would make you wait, and then you would get out of the queue, but then the website didn't even work, and it would just keep loading onto a white screen. Eventually, I was on my work computer too, because it was the middle of a work day, so I'm trying to work while also doing this too. I eventually get it to a point where I can choose tickets, and I'm like, okay, finally. And I look at the date, and I'm like, okay, I can't do the Friday, so I select Saturday, and then I select the time I want to go to, because I'm out of town Friday. I'm going to see Chapel Roan that day, so I will not be in my city, so I need to select the next day when I will be back in my city where I live so that I can go see it. I click everything. I finally get my card to enter. I check out. It goes through. I'm like, okay, good. So then I make sure I get a confirmation email, and I look, and it says Friday. Mm-hmm. And I was so mad. I was like, what do you mean after all that? After I selected Saturday, it went to Friday. So I was so upset. And then I kept trying to get back in the queue again and again, and it just was not working at all. Eventually, I saw somebody on Facebook to say that the mobile app was working for them. So I go on the mobile app. It must have been on a different server than the website was. I was able to get in right away and get tickets. So at least I have tickets for a time that I can actually go to the theater that is nearest to me and, like, actually go and enjoy it. And I did actually sell my other tickets to a friend who could go in my stead. So at least I'm not out the money. But, like, also it's super annoying. Like, I was so frustrated. Mm-hmm. AMC do better.
I know.
It just was so
and
shitty.
The same thing happened to me, literally. So I was at work, like, doing everything in my power to, like, try and get these tickets. So I put myself in the queue, and it's, like, 30 minutes. Actually, no, the first time I got in the queue, it said less than 2 minutes. And I was like, oh, that's not bad. That 2 minutes was actually 30 minutes, by the way. It just kept saying, like, once it got to less than a minute, it just said less than a minute for half an hour. And so I just, like, had my phone sitting on the counter with this queue up. Also, my apologies, I sneezed earlier during Mel's tangent. I don't know if y'all saw that, but I did sneeze.
I saw it.
So I'm a little sniffly right now because I just sneezed. But so I, like, finally, I get through. I, like, am checking my phone every couple seconds when I can walk over to the counter, you know, when I'm not actively teaching and dealing with children. I, like, checks, and I finally get it up, and I'm like, okay, I have, like, a second here. And then so then I got through whatever, got the ticket selected. Same thing. I can't go on Friday because at my AMC that I prefer to go to on Friday, the only showing was at 2 p.m. And so I was like, well, I can't go to that because I work. I'm an educator. I can't, like, and I work till 2:30. I'm like, I can't go to the 2 p.m. So I was like, I gotta make sure I click Saturday. Because I'm also, like, if I'm going to an AMC and I'm spending money to go to an AMC, I'm going to pick the theater with the reclining seats. And my theater also only has one big screen with the reclining seats. The rest of them are regular. So I was like, well, I'm going to go. I want the reclining seats. So then I selected Saturday, you know, a time I could go to on Saturday, and got my confirmation. I just got one ticket for myself because I was like, I'm also at work. I can't be trying to coordinate with someone else right now or other people right now to try and figure out, you know, like, does this showtime work? So I just bought one just for myself. And I get the confirmation screen pops up finally after fighting forever and ever and ever. Same thing happened. Says Friday at 2 p.m. And I was like, that's not the fucking show that I selected, and I can't go. So then I'm, like, crashing out because I didn't have any extra, like, funds to, like, get a second ticket. Like, it was kind of like an unexpected expense anyway, you know. So I was like, I definitely don't have money for like a second ticket that I, you know, on top of that one, I was like, well, I think, you know, I think I might have an AMC gift card at home from a couple Christmases ago. I got it as a gift or something. And I was like, I think I have one at home and I think I know where it is. So then I get home and I do have the gift card. I'm able to get a ticket for Saturday. But like, yeah, the exact same thing happened. And I was like, I can't, you know? So annoying. Oh yeah, and then the first time actually it didn't work. So then I did have my break. So then on my break I loaded it up again and it said 30 something minutes. And I was like, I just waited 30 minutes because I had to refresh because it didn't work. So then I was like, and it was like 404. Like I had to do like a full page refresh. It wasn't something that I could just like leave up to auto refresh or whatever. It was like full 404. So I had to like manually refresh the page, and I'm on mobile. I'm on my phone at work. And then it said like 30 minutes. I was like, are you fucking, and my break is only 15 minutes. So it was just disaster. I was like, it was annoying, but I am able to go. I did get a ticket for a time that I'm able to go.
So we're both able to go, thankfully. So that's the moral of the story, is that we can both go. Yeah. And I'm so excited. I'm really excited. I have an outfit planned out. I'm wearing this like silver sparkly little romper dress I have, and then I got like an orange feathery headpiece, and then like an orange like shoulder cover shawl thing that's also like orange feathers. So it's super cute.
Yeah.
So it's very showgirl, and then I'm gonna wear like my glittery fishnets with like my glittery little ankle boots too.
Cute. So yeah, I think
cute.
I decided I'm gonna wear my Midnight's inspired outfit. I have like a blue leotard, and then I have the Karma jacket, and then sparkly like super like fully rhinestoned boots. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, because it's not necessarily showgirl era, but I think it's still like it's gonna be fine. It's gonna still be cute. And
yes, I think so too. So it's going to be, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see the music video. I wonder if it's going to start. I mean, well, that Fate of Ophelia is the first track. Yeah. So like I assume it's going to start with the music video right away.
I would assume so, because it said that it's going to be like lyric videos for everything, for every song, right?
Yes, for everything else.
So I assume that they wouldn't do Ophelia twice. So I assume that it's going to start with that. Actually, it'll probably start with some behind-the-scenes stuff, but then when they get into doing the music, I bet that Ophelia will be the first.
They did also say, I don't know if you saw this, but it did specifically say that it's going to start right at the showtime.
Yes.
There's no trailers.
There's no trailers.
So
yeah.
So I will make sure to get there right on time.
I know.
I always do anyway for movies.
I always get there like a half an hour early just to like find my like get my popcorn, find my seat, and then like I'm in the theater before the time of the show starts. Like I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, I can be 15 minutes late because there'll be previews. Like if I'm going to the theater, I want to see the previews anyway, so I'm always there like right on time. So
and I'm also like, I wouldn't be heartbroken if I missed the previews for like a normal show, but then you don't know how long the previews are going to be.
Yeah.
So what if you overshoot it and then you miss the first 5 minutes of the movie?
I know. I'm like, I just,
so
I'm not someone that likes to risk that kind of thing. So I would just, I just get there early anyway. So it's not going to be a big deal for me. But I did like that they like specified that, you know, for people who, you know,
for people,
are the type of people
who skip the previews. Yeah. So, but yeah, so that'll be next weekend basically already, which is wild.
I know.
So we're coming up quick on Showgirl. I'm so excited.
I'm so hyped.
I'm so excited. I'm waiting at this point now. I feel like the only thing like we're still waiting on as far as like the build up and the hype for the album is the signed CDs.
I know there hasn't been anything signed yet.
There hasn't been anything
There's been
yet.
Merch, there's been all the variants, but there's no signed yet.
Yep.
So we'll see. I bet next week we get the signed.
I bet next week, either later this week or like next week sometime. So I'll have to keep my peepers peeled.
Yeah.
For the signed, because that's the only other thing I'm getting besides merch. If there's cute merch, I will get some merch. But as far as copies of the album, the only other thing I'm getting is a signed copy. Although I had to break that promise because the cardigan, I didn't put this on my talking list, but it's related, so we'll talk about it. There was a cardigan dropped. I think the cardigan's really cute. I really like orange. So I think it's going to be really cute. But it comes as a box set with the CD.
I know, that was weird. That was a weird choice.
It was weird, but it's also the same price as a normal cardigan.
Yeah.
Like, it's still $70. Like, the cardigans are always $70, so I don't know. But I'm like, well, now I have another copy of the CD that I already have, like, 4 or 5. I don't know. So I don't know if it's going to be...
what you could do is you could, like, put one of the CDs in your car, like, and open one, and then keep one as, like, a collector's and keep it sealed.
Yeah, true.
Because her stuff usually comes, like, cellophane wrapped, you know, so you could keep one in the cellophane and then have the other one to be like a CD you can listen to.
Yeah. I'll be real, I don't listen to any CDs because everything is on my
everything's
Spotify
digital,
anyway, so it's like it's more for the collecting of it anyway. But it was a weird choice. I don't like she's never done that before, so it was choice, but
and I mean, it is nice because you're gonna get a nice box. Like, it's gonna come in a nice box.
I'm excited for the box. Yeah, but I was like, well, I guess I have an extra CD, which, like, I could just give it away or something, too, if I don't have a space for it, so. But anyway, that's all the Showgirl stuff and, like, Taylor Swift-related things that have happened, I think.
Yeah, I think so, too.
So we can move on to the next segment.
All right. Moving on to segment 3 for the podcast today. It's basically going to become the Grace show for a little bit because I have a lot of things to yap about with you all. So I talked a little bit about Strange Antiquities, which I see Mel has written in the doc as Strange Agriculture, which is something that I said the other day. So
you're welcome. Smile.
I almost read it out loud and said Strange Agriculture is the name of the game. It's not. It's called Strange Antiquities, but it's the sequel to Strange Horticulture, which the other day we were talking and I was like saying the name of the game out loud, talking about it, and my brain was like strange, and then it wanted to say horticulture because that's the name of the first game, but I knew that it started with an A, so then I said agriculture. And it was really awkward. But anyway, it's called Strange Antiquities, and it's the sequel to Strange Horticulture, which is kind of like a puzzly game. You're running a shop in this town called Undermere, and you've got all these, like, you have to identify different things. In the first game, you're identifying plants, and they all have different properties, and you get, like, a little book that tells you, you know, like, things about it, but it's not, like, completely clear, so you have to, like, you have to puzzle it out. You have to figure it out and identify them, and you have people that come to your shop, and that's how you identify. And Strange Antiquities is the same premise, except that it's with, like, thaumaturgical objects. So, you know, it'll be like a pendant that protects you from something, or just protects you in general. It'll be, you know, a totem that helps you, I don't know. There's so many different objects, but you have to identify them. And it came out literally last week, and I've been waiting for the game for so long. So it's been so fun. I already started speedrunning it. The game came out, it's the 23rd today. It came out last Thursday. And so I played it on Thursday, and I got one ending. I streamed it. I played through the entirety of one ending, from opening up the game for the first time to an ending on Thursday. And then on Friday, off stream, I did a second ending. And then on Saturday, I was like, I'm going to speedrun it. And I routed the speedrun. I streamed it, I labbed it, and I routed it out, and I ran it.
Yep.
But it's so fun. I love it so much. But that's not the only game that's come out recently, y'all, because Silksong, I promised you all I would talk about it, and it is out, and it is the hardest video game I've ever played in my life. Which,
yeah,
I'm sure anyone who knows anything about Silksong or is involved in understanding Silksong or playing Silksong is already aware of this fact, because they have already come out with a patch that nerfed a bunch of things, and they're coming out with another patch that is nerfing more things, because the biggest complaint about the game across anybody was that it was too different, that things did too much damage. That was, like, the main complaint. And I think that kind of creates and has causes some what's the word I'm looking for? Artificial difficulty, because it, like, makes it harder, but it's only because you're dying more. Like, it doesn't actually, like, it's just kind of like an artificial difficulty increaser and unnecessary. Like, environmental damage should not be doing 2 masks, which is your health. It should not do 2 health to fall into a pit of spikes. You know, in Hollow Knight it does 1. And I think that environmental damage, just as a thing, unless it's like, you know, a fucking pillar of lava or some shit, like, I think it should only do 1. You know, like, falling into spikes, I get, like, do 1. Running into something that you shouldn't run into, it should be 1. And so many things were, like, all environmental damage was 2 masks. Enemy damage, like, regular basic enemies were doing 2 masks of damage. So in Hollow Knight, there were some enemies that had certain attacks that did 2 masks, and then some bosses that had attacks that did 2 masks. But in Silksong, it was like, you're going into your first area of, or your second area of the game, and regular ass enemies are doing 2 masks. And they're doing 2 masks of contact damage. So you run into them and you do 2 masks. And you only start the game with 5 masks. So you can only get hit 3 times before you die, which is just like ridiculous in my personal opinion. That's like, I think my biggest thought that I've had so far about Silksong was just like, everything does too much damage, and it makes it no longer novel. And because in Hollow Knight, it was like, it created this sense of like, when something did 2 damage, it's like, oh shit, this is doing 2 damage to me. And it was like, whoa, like, it definitely created like an emotion around that, and like, it added more stakes to those particular fights. But in Silksong, when everything's doing 2 masks, it's just like, this is just annoying. It's just frustrating. It's just like, it's just basically you're running into a brick wall over and over and over again, and it made things not as fun for me at the beginning of the game. I will say, there was a boss, and I'm gonna talk about this game in like the least spoilery way possible for anyone who potentially still hasn't played it, or isn't at the point where I'm at, because I am in Act 2 of the game. I would say that's not a spoiler that there's multiple acts, because you first load into the game and it says Act 1. There are multiple acts. I'm in Act 2. I don't think very far into Act 2, but I am technically in Act 2. I haven't played for a while because there's been too much other stuff going on. But there was a boss that I came to in Act 1 that legitimately, if I had not beaten it when I did, I probably would have stopped playing the game, because it was so frustrating for me, and just like an absolute ultimate crash out moment. If you're curious about it, you can the VOD's probably still on my Twitch channel, depending on when you're listening to this. I mean, VOD's saved for a couple weeks, but maybe I'll just like highlight that VOD so it's just there for anyone who wants to go and check to figure out what boss I'm talking about. But it was, I was streaming it. I streamed it on release day. You know, I had done, I think it was probably the second day that I was playing it that I got to that point, maybe the third. But I had to like stop stream because I was like so frustrated, and I was like, gamers, I'm going to be so real. I don't know if I can play this game on stream anymore. Like, I don't know if I can play it on stream. I'm getting too frustrated. Like, I cannot, like, I can't do it. I'm too mad. And then I got off stream. I ended stream, sat for a little bit, and then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go do it one more time, or like I'll give it like a couple more attempts tonight off stream, not on camera, just like, you know, fully like leaned back in my chair, like, you know. And I ended up beating it on like the second attempt, and so like, and then I had progress, so then I you know, moved into the next area, sat on the bench that was like right there, and then was like, okay, I got to a point where I have made progress. I will reconsider playing this on stream. So then I think the next day or the day after, I played it on stream again, and I have played the rest of what I've played so far on stream, so all the way through Act 2. But I legitimately think that was like, that particular fight was the biggest hurdle for me. And since then, like, the bosses are hard. Like, and the platforming is hard. It's fun. I like the platforming a lot more in Silksong than I do in Hollow Knight. Don't get me wrong. In Hollow Knight, it's wonderful. It's good platforming. but the way that Hornet moves, like, she is a schmover. She has got schmovement, that girl does. Her skill set, her move set is so fun. It's like, you know, it took me a while to get used to the pogo because it's a diagonal pogo instead of a straight down pogo, and Hollow Knight is straight down. So it took me a long time to get used to it, and I was like, I don't like this pogo, I don't like this pogo. And then I got used to it, and I was like, oh, I like this. And she, like, hovers in the air for longer, and she's got, you know, different things that she can do that just allow for, like, you know, some cool things to happen, and some really good movement stuff happening and things like that. So it's really fun. I like the platforming. It's more versatile. There's more ways to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish movement-wise. And yeah, there's been some tricky boss fights, but nothing that I couldn't persevere through. Like, you know, they all felt like, since that one that I have been complaining about, all of the other ones since then have felt very much like readable, so like, and learnable. Like, you know, the bosses have telegraphed attacks is like the kind of language that we use when it's like they have an indicator, either visual or audio or both, that show you and give you and tell you like what attack the boss is going to do from its moveset. And so once you learn what those indicators are and learn how to then dodge those particular attacks, it makes it like, it then becomes a fight that is a learnable fight. And I think that's like the biggest thing for me, is like whether or not I think a boss fight is good is if it has good telegraphs, if the attacks are well telegraphed. Because obviously, like, the first couple times you do it, you're not going to know what's going on, and it's going to be hard. It is very rare, I think, in a game of this style, in a Metroidvania like this, with like such different bosses, I think it's rare to do things on the first attempt. I think it's pretty intended that like you're gonna die a couple times until you start to learn. But when a boss like the one I'm just complaining about, the attacks are not telegraphed very well, and the area is very much like one kind of color scheme, and the boss is also that color scheme. And so, you're on the ground and the boss is in the air. This is kind of like some indicators without giving actual spoileries. It's like you're on a very long stretch of ground, and it is a flying boss with badly telegraphed attacks. And every single attack plus contact damage all does 2 HP. So like, it's rough. It is rough, and it made me like it. I didn't even really learn it. I ended up cheesing it because I had found, like, I had seen a cheese like when I had been taking my little break for like an hour or two before I had gone in and done it, is I had been like looking up strategies of like, how do I beat this boss? Because if I was gonna play it offline, like, I don't necessarily care about giving myself like those kind of strategy stuff that like other people are saying, like, when I'm not streaming it. If I'm streaming it, like, I'll try and do things on my own before I look it up. But like, I was like, well, I'm not streaming this right now, so I'm just gonna like look up a strategy. And there was a cheese that I saw of an area that was safe to go to, that you could like stand in, and like sometimes the boss would hit you, but like not always. And so it like gave more opportunity for healing. You could still hit the boss from that spot. And so I ended up cheesing a little bit of it and then was able to complete it. But yeah, everything else has been really, really fun, and it's really good. And also, apparently, there are technically 2 ways into Act 2, and I took the hidden alt way. I did not do the intended way to get into Act 2, because the way that you're supposed to get into Act 2, I had seen there's like some platforming in that area that I was like, oh, I don't have the ability that I need to be able to do that. Well, I just wasn't paying attention, and I definitely would have been able to do that, because that area is the intended way to get into Act 2. But I was just like, I had assumed that area was not somewhere I could go to yet, so I took the alternate way by exploring literally everywhere else on the map, doing one of the hardest platforming areas in Act 1, and then going through a second very difficult platforming area in Act 1, and then taking like a very hidden like alternate way into Act 2. And I just like, I just did it. But it was just like...
Girl boss.
I know. It was just funny. After I did it, the people in my chat were like, nice nice, you got the alternate path. And I was like, what do you mean alternate path? What do you mean that wasn't the intended way to get to Act 2? Like, I was like, what other way? And since I've gone through some of Act 2, I think I know, based on the layout of the map. I'm like, okay, I think I know the intended area, and it's that area that I thought I couldn't get through yet because I didn't use my brain and pay attention to the platforming. But yeah, I do really enjoy Silksong, and I fully intend to get back to it very, very soon. I've just been incredibly busy, so haven't gotten back to it in a while.
There's been a lot going on.
I know.
There's been a lot going on.
I know. There has been a lot going on. And it's still the Grace Show. I'm so sorry, gamers. It's still the Grace Show because I have another thing to tell you.
I actually do have something that I could yap about in between if you'd like a break from the Grace Show.
Go ahead.
That I don't know why I forgot about putting on the thing. I got to see Rhea Ripley in person this past week. How did I forget?
I can't believe you forgot to talk about that.
I forgot to talk about that. Oh my god. Okay. I went to go to Monday Night Raw, which if you don't know, this is wrestling, by the way. We're going on a bit of a sports tangent. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
For the next segment of the Grace Show. We're going on a sports tangent. It's a little bit of a guilty pleasure of mine. I like wrestling, mostly because of Rhea Ripley, who is a very hot goth mommy wrestler that I'm very down bad for because she's just really pretty. She's really pretty. And she's so cool, too. She's so badass. I love her. But anyway, I went to Monday Night Raw. That's like the part... So this is part of WWE wrestling. And they have like a couple main shows. They have Monday Night Raw, which is on Mondays. And that's on Netflix. They have NXT, which is like kind of the rookie segment. And that's on Tuesday nights. And then they have Friday Night SmackDown, which is on Fridays. So they have like different like wrestlers. They sometimes cross over, but like... most wrestlers will like stick to one like category of what they're in, and then they have like the pay-per-view events, or they used to be the pay-per-views back in the day, but now it's the premium live events. It's I still call it pay-per-views because it makes more sense in my head. But anyway, I went to Monday Night Raw a couple weeks ago. Oh, it was so fun. I was like so ready. I was like so ready. I was like, I don't know when she's gonna come out because like I don't really know like what order. You don't really know what order they're gonna do things in. And we're getting through the show. There's some really cool matches and stuff, too, in there. There's, if you're into wrestling, that was, I think, right after AJ Lee came back. So she is CM Punk's wife. And they had a whole beef with Seth Rollins and his wife, Becky Lynch. It was a whole thing. But that was right after she came back, and she used to be a big wrestler, like, 10 years ago. So that was, like, her second appearance back. So that was really cool. And we're getting to the end of the show, and she's Rhea Ripley, aka Mommy. If you hear me refer to her as Mommy, that's what I'm talking about. She hasn't come on yet, so if I only get towards the end of the show, they show a clip from her backstage doing a little like on-screen thing, but she doesn't come out to the ring. It's just on the big screen, and I'm like, don't tell me she's only gonna be on the TV. Like you're telling me that I got so excited just for her not to come out. So we get through the last, like, the main event of the night. We get through that, and usually for when you're, like, going to see it in person, they have usually matches before and after, like, the televised portion. So Will's, like, getting ready to go, and I'm like, no, we can't go yet. It's like that meme, like, we can't go yet. Rhea Ripley hasn't shown up yet. So I was like, well, we can't go. So then after they stop televising whatever, and, like, they're moving on to the next segment. I'm like, okay, let's see. And then her music plays, and I scream my head off. Literally, my voice is still kind of messed up from how much I scream. I'm just seeing Grace laughing because she knows. She's seen the videos. She's heard the videos. They're on my Instagram, and they're in my Discord as well, so I won't make Grace put it in. But I was very normal about it, definitely, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
I was very normal.
She was incredibly normal.
I was incredibly normal. But it was really fun. She came out, she was yapping for a bit, and then there was this little kid in one of the like the ringside rows. He had this sign up that said, "Jaden, I'm a chemo warrior, just like strong as Jey Uso," who's another wrestler who was like in the main event, and it was so cute. So she brought him into the ring, and they like carried him on their shoulders all around. He was high-fiving. They all signed his sign. And then Jey Uso, he's another wrestler. He has this like really catchy intro song, and he has this whole bit that he does with his intro song where you do what's called yeeting, and I will demonstrate.
Okay.
Well, you just go like this.
Okay.
Like the whole time. It's really fun. It's literally Boy Eras tour. There's chants, there's all these dances, and everything. So you do that the whole time, and then he has like a signal to like start up his music again. So they were like letting him do all that. It was really cute, and they got us all chanting the little kid's name around the arena. It was so wholesome. It was so cute. I love that they did that. So that was like 15-20 minutes of just like me watching her in the ring like do all this cute stuff with Jaden, and like watching her talk and watching her do all the eating and stuff like that. It was so precious. So I'm glad she came out. I was getting worried. I was like, don't tell me I waited this whole time that she's not going to be here, but she was there. Everything's fine. I got so many pictures. I got so many videos. They're on my socials. I might post one on the podcast socials too, for context. But it was so good. It was so good.
I loved it for you, honestly. Like, it was very precious.
Yes, it was. I loved it. Mm-hmm. Bucket list item checked off.
Based.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we want to go, if we want to touch on the last thing of the Grace show, before we get into some other things. The other thing right now that I unfortunately, I have become a football bro. This football season, unfortunately to say, I have become a football bro.
She has. And she's dragging me down with her.
Yeah, I am dragging Mel with me. I am forcing Mel to watch Sunday football with me. Basically, I've made Mel watch every Vikings game so far this season, since week 1. Was it the first week you didn't watch most of the game because you were doing something?
I had market, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, I am unfortunately.
Oh no, it was a Monday night game, and that was when I was going to see
that's
Mom.
right. Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah. So this relates actually.
Yes.
So I was I've watched all the Vikings games so far this season, and you know, I'm having a good time. I'm learning about football. So the thing, is like, I grew up, my dad really likes football, has always liked football. He's a big Vikings fan. You know, we live in Minnesota. Big Vikings fan. I'm a big Vikings fan now, apparently, too. But I always grew up being like, this game is stupid. I don't understand why people like this. Like, American football sucks. It's so dumb. Like, I don't understand it, so I don't like it. And the whole thing was like, I didn't know what was going on, right? And nobody really ever explained it to me. So I was just like watching and hearing my dad like yell at the TV, and I was like, this is not it's not interesting to me. But then last year I was like, you know, like, if we're going to be seeing Taylor Swift at games, like, I'm probably going to want to watch some games so that I can see Taylor, you know, on the TV. And so I was like, I should probably at least figure out what's going on in football a little bit so that I can, like, not be bored out of my mind while I'm waiting for Taylor to show up on my TV. So then I'm like last year I was like, hey Dad, would you, like, I think it would be fun if we went to a Vikings game sometime. I've never been to a football game. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah, I just think it would be fun. And like, it's something that I have never done. I think I probably should at some point go to a football game. It's kind of one of those things. And I was like, I should. And I want to learn about the game. So then he takes me to the first preseason game of this year. We went to preseason opener at US Bank Stadium. It was wonderful. It was so fun. I had such a good time. And, you know, preseason, I have learned, is very different from the actual football season. But I still got to see a football game. And I asked him lots of questions. He answered all my questions, you know, about how the game works, the play of the game, you know, the rules, and, you know, what do certain terms mean, and what do, like, what the fuck is a first down? Like, what? I don't understand. And, like, you know, like, what does holding mean? What constitutes a holding? And, like, you know, different penalties and, like, you know, the way that, like, what are some of the different positions and what do they do? And, like, he answered all of my questions about football. And then I was like, okay, I understand the game now, and I had a really good time. And so then I kind of told myself that I would watch the Vikings this year, and I would watch the Vikings games. So then I watched preseason week 2, I watched preseason week 3, and then, you know, I've watched all of the season games so far. We're in week 3 now. And I had such a good I'm having such a good time. I'm, like, actively learning about the players, actively paying a lot of attention to Kevin O'Connell, who's the Vikings coach. He is the hottest coach in the league. KOC, just want you to know, you're the hottest coach in the league, and I'm not sorry to say it. But yeah, and it's just fun. It's really enjoyable, and I've made Mel watch the games with me. And this Sunday's Vikings game was fucking crazy. Okay, dude,
she had a great time.
It was so thriving. I was having such a good time watching that game. Vikings defense absolutely dominating, 2 pick sixes in one game, like, just nuts. An 87-yard pick six is just crazy, which basically means that, for anyone who doesn't know what the hell I'm talking about, a defensive player, in this case it was number 2 Isaiah Rodgers on the Vikings. He's on the defense team. So the offense, you know, they threw a pass, and one of the players tipped the ball, which means that one of the defensive players raised his hand up, ball tipped over his fingers, so that it obviously interrupts the trajectory. So then Isaiah Rodgers catches it for an interception and ran it the entire 87 yards, so basically the entire length of the football field, and got a touchdown. That's a pick six. So when a defensive player intercepts the ball and then gets a touchdown, that's called a pick six. The pick is the interception, and the 6 is the 6 points from the touchdown. But it was just so incredible. And then there was a second one later in the game by Isaiah Rodgers, number 2. It was freaking crazy. And then, like, you know, just forced fumble after forced fumble after forced fumble. Like, our defense just absolutely crushed the game on Sunday. It was so cool. And especially because our QB, our quarterback, McCarthy, he's out right now with an ankle injury. So Carson Wentz, who's our backup quarterback for the Vikings, he was in as QB for most of the game. And so and we were playing against the Bengals, and their QB is also out. So it was like backup QB versus backup QB, and so nobody really knew how the game was going to come out, you know? Like, there are predictions for how games will there's predictions for outcomes of games based on who's going to be playing and the teams. And this, like, literally all the news networks were like, we don't know. Like, you know, they did some prediction of, like, you know, we have some idea based on the offense and based on the defensive teams, but, like, you know, they were kind of like, it really could go any way because we've never seen these QBs this far this season. And so it was interesting, and, like, truly a game can be completely different based on, like, you know, the starter QB versus the backup QB, you know, starter player versus backup player for any position. It can totally change the game. And so, yeah, it was very interesting. And we ended up, like, absolutely dominating, like, just crushed the Bengals on Sunday. But it was a fun game. It was a really fun game. And
it was fun to watch.
Yeah.
For sure.
Went through some really good passes. You know, our offensive team had some good drives. It took them a little bit to, like, kind of get in the rhythm of the game. But, like, our defense scoring really, like, helped give our offense like some time to settle into that, which I think was really helpful because they weren't so like pressed for, like, our offense wasn't necessarily like, okay, we need to get points on this board right now. Like, we already had points on the board from our defensive team, so from our defensive line, so we were able to, the offense was able to kind of, like, give themselves a little bit of extra grace in getting to where they needed to be. And then once they found that momentum and found that pocket, it was just incredible. It was so good.
Yep.
Such a good game.
Yes.
But yeah, anyway, I have unfortunately gotten really into football.
Yeah.
So
she has.
Don't talk to me on Sundays because I'm probably watching football.
You need a mug for that now.
So true. So true.
Or a t-shirt or something like that. Don't talk to me if it's Sunday. I'm probably watching football.
Yeah, my Sundays are blocked off. I need a mug that's just like a calendar with all the Sundays like blocked off. Just like an X through the Sundays. Like,
yep.
No more plans on Sundays until February. But yeah, good times. I do have to wake up really fucking early on Sunday though, because we're playing in the Dublin game. I think it's in Dublin on Sunday. And so it's at 8:30 in the morning for me, the Vikings game, and I was like, I'm gonna have to get up so early to watch that game. But I want to watch the game. I do want to watch it. I want to watch the overseas game, so I just have to be up early as fuck for it on Sunday. But anyway, good times. Good times.
All right. Ending the Grace show. You're not allowed to talk anymore. No, I'm just kidding. Next up on our list, this weekend was the Undertale 10-year anniversary streams on Fangamer, which was, oh my god, so fun. So incredibly fun. So they had the gamer dads from Fangamer. I don't know that much lore about Fangamer. I just know that they're dads.
They're the dads.
They're just dads, and I guess they're friends with Toby Fox, who's the developer and creator of Undertale. Undertale, if you don't know, I don't know how to describe it. It's a JRPG, right? Is that the category? Yep. I don't know. I don't know how to explain what it's about, but basically it's a tale of like you play as a human that has fallen from like the above ground into like the below ground where all the monsters have been sealed, and you have to go through this whole journey meeting all these characters, and you're kind of like balancing the choice between like pacifism and like being violent, or like making decisions of like, do you kill these monsters that are attacking you or do you spare them? So it's just, that's basically what it is, and it's like the goofiest sense of humor throughout the entire thing. It's like such a random amalgamation of like all these different references to other things. Like so many times Toby would say during the stream, like, oh, this is a reference to this game. This is a reference to that
literally
game.
And so like, basically what they did so Undertale's been out for 10 years. It came out in 2015. And what they did for this anniversary stream is that they had Toby on live commentary. So he was using TTS, text to speech, as he usually does. But it was cool. They had him there doing commentary. They had a whole set and everything. It was
They had a whole set.
But then they had like a little dog, the annoying dog from Undertale, who is Toby Fox's kind of avatar at this point. The annoying dog is Toby, and so they had this little annoying dog on the couch with them that had like a little like mouth that would open and close when the TTS was talking. But he was like doing live commentary. He was talking about like, oh, when I made this song, it was like for this, or I originally made this song for this thing and then didn't use it, so now it's in Undertale, or I made this motif on accident and really liked it, or talking about some of the motivations behind certain characters, or talking about like some lore stuff that we didn't really know, or like it was just so cool to have him on commentary. But also he's Toby Fox, and so he just kind of says things, and
was also like, as much as he was giving commentary, the other half of the time he was just memeing.
Oh yeah, no, it was so funny.
It was
so funny.
Like, he's got great comedic timing, and like the fact that he was using TTS just made things more funnier, because it would mispronounce words. So like, I don't even know how to get into this, but basically there's a thing in the Undertale fandom about Tolgor Dreamer, which is not a character that exists in Undertale. So
the two of
I don't know the backstory behind
okay,
Tolgor.
I will tell you.
This whole time I don't know.
I will tell you. So
I've just been going along with it.
There are two characters in Undertale. There's Toriel and Asgore, and Asgore is the king. And if I'm not afraid to give Undertale spoilers because it's been 10 fucking years. If you don't know what it is, like at this point, I'm sorry, I'm gonna spoil you. Toriel and Asgore. Asgore is the king of the monsters in the underground, and Toriel is the very first character that you meet. Well, second character that you meet in Undertale, and she is in basically the intro area, and her name is a pun off of tutorial. But she's the former queen. She left Asgore a long time ago due to some lore and story stuff that I won't spoil, but because I think that discovering that for the first time is very cool in the game. The reasons for things, but she's the former queen, and so and they had a child, and that child's name was Asriel, which is Asgore and Toriel, so Asriel. And so then people in the Undertale fandom were like, what if the reverse? So then the toe from Toriel, and then the gore from Asgore, so it became Togore is the secret second child. So there's Asriel and Togore.
Thank you for clarifying. Thank you for clarifying. I was afraid to ask.
There's
like it had been too long.
An incredibly cursed image that someone created of like, here's what Togore looks like, and it is just so cursed. Like, y'all, I recommend y'all look up Togore online and it'll come up. And so before the stream, Toby had tweeted, he was like, what should the name of the character be in the Undertale file for the stream? And most of the answers were either Togore or Kara, aka Chara. It's the beginning of character, basically, is kind of where it comes from. But that is another lore significant character. But so Togore and Kara were the two options, and they had like a donations. They were raising money for Doctors Without Borders. So they donations bid war of Togore or Kara, but then every time the TTS would say Togore, it would say Toguri. So then that became the new meme, is just Toguri.
Toguri.
It was so funny.
It was so funny.
Just
my other favorite TTS moment was he was trying to say Beppis. I don't even know where that comes from either. But then it was
that's a papyrus dialogue.
Oh, yeah. Okay, got it. But then then the TTS pronounced it as Beppy.
Yeah, Beppy.
Which was Beppy.
Oh, and then Muffet was so funny. So we had Beppy and Muffet.
That's right.
And then at one point, Toby was like, "It was French the whole time?" Question mark.
Literally, after it read out Beppy, he text-to-speech a bunch of question marks and was like, "It's French. Yeah, it's French the whole time." Like he was genuinely
French the whole time with like literally
so confused
a million
about that. It was
question
really
marks.
funny. It was so funny because like the captions of what he was typing or however it was being captured.
Yeah, I think he was. I think some of it he was saying, and then some of it he was typing.
Yes,
but yeah,
but it was just so funny. I highly recommend going and watching the VODs.
Yes.
I know they're on YouTube already, because I saw them recommended to me on YouTube. But it's so entertaining, and they raised a shit ton of money in like the 2 days. It was like $330K plus, and like just over 24 hours, basically.
Not even really, because it was like 2 5-hour streams.
Yeah, and there probably wasn't that many that happened in between, but yeah, oh my god, it was wild.
It was incredible.
Yes. The file they were playing on also was like modded, basically, I'm sure is how they actually ended up doing it to show that, but it was modded with all these special little like things for the 10th anniversary.
Like they had like additional areas that aren't actually in the game, that are just, like basically Toby described it as like, and like kind of the whole purpose behind it was to show you and tell all players and enjoyers of Undertale and just remind everyone that like the game is what you make it and the world is as big as you want it to be, and kind of just to show that like, he said at some point, I think, like, that these areas have been here the whole time, even though they weren't accessible, in the premise of it. And they don't exist in the game. Like, the game is not getting an update that's going to have all these areas, like, you know, or these like extra funny moments or dialogue changes. Like none of that's going to be put into the actual game, but it was just kind of Toby wanted to remind the players that, like, you know, the world is as big as you want it to be, and the things that happen outside of the play area is all up to players' imagination, and you can really decide what you want to be happening in this world that he's created. And like kind of the way I interpreted it was like kind of like a pass off of the baton, as like he made this game, but now it's like, you know, the where the story goes from here really belongs to the players. And I really enjoyed that premise, and I did cry multiple times.
We did. We were in call together just sobbing,
just crying. But yeah, and then he at some point said, like, if there's something that you wish was in the game, or something that you wish happened, or something that, you know, that you want to see, like, maybe this is your indication that you should go make that. You should go create it. And he very much was like encouraging basically people to mod the game with their ideas. And I thought that was really cool. And he, you know, he brought up like a fan game, and there were like a couple of nods within the stream to fan games that exist already of Undertale, the Undertale universe. And it was just really cool to see him acknowledge those things publicly, and, you know, talk about that. So it was really cool. It was really cool.
It was really cool. It was really cool. There's also not really new content, but there is a new web version of a boss fight that was within the little added updates.
Yeah.
So you can now do a pacifist fight.
Sans fight. It was a
pacifist sans fight. I haven't beaten it yet.
It was so I haven't beaten it yet either. But the what they showed was really cool, and I was like, oh, I love this so much.
Yes.
But yeah.
So I'm gonna keep trying to beat it. But it was so fun. It was so fun to watch, and it was so wholesome and so memey, and he definitely still took time to troll us.
Oh, yeah.
With the little nods in the game, too. Like, there was just Noelle in Snowden.
Yeah.
That never got acknowledged.
Yeah.
Like, there was never any text that she was going to have.
Yeah.
Because the whole point was just to troll us.
And it was, like, literally like, the corner of her head. Like, one antler and then her hair that you could see behind the Christmas tree in Snowden. And she was, like, turned, like, facing the back away from the tree. But she was definitely put there just to, like, be like...
Just to troll us.
Who's that? I see her.
And they would walk back and forth, passing her a million times, and never once acknowledged it. It was so funny.
And then, like,
it was so funny. And then the Gerson door, or the Gaster door. Yeah.
There was they got so the Gaster door hallway is something that's like a very rare occurrence that can happen within the game. But you can go in the door, and then there's the character that everyone kind of believes to be Gaster. It's never confirmed anywhere that it's actually Gaster, but it's kind of... Everyone basically knows. And that's like the working theory. And the door is usually gray. So it was the brown door, which is the warp doors in Deltarune. It was that sprite of it was the Deltarune warp door. So it was a colored door, and then they didn't go in it. So we didn't, and obviously, like, there was nothing behind the door. There was never going to be anything behind the door, but they just...
If they didn't go in it, there was nothing there, but it was, again, just to troll us.
Yeah, it was a wonderful stream,
a little bit.
Though. It was such a good celebration.
It was wonderful. It was so fun. We had special appearance from Spamton.
We did.
That was fun.
We got to see Spamton. Spamton showed up in an Undertale cutscene. That was also a time.
Oh, yes, that's right.
It was just...
That was really good, too.
Yeah.
There was so much that happened.
3D tutorial. I recommend, just go watch the VODs. Go watch the VODs, everyone.
Yes, 3D tutorial. That'll haunt your dreams for sure.
Yeah.
That'll haunt your dreams for sure. But it was such a fun time.
That was such a great time.
It was so fun. Okay. Next segment. Just a couple other miscellaneous things that I have been hyperfixated on lately. I've been doing so much crocheting lately. Because I'm working on a big project that I have right in front of me, actually. That Grace knows about because it's for her.
It is also kind of
for
related,
her to wear.
It's kind of related to the prior thing a little.
It is kind of related. So we're at TwitchCon's coming up, so we're planning a cosplay at TwitchCon to cosplay as Noelle and Susie. So Grace is going to cosplay Noelle, and I'm going to cosplay Susie. But Grace needs a sweater.
I know.
A little sweater vest
I need
cosplay
the Noelle
as
sweater
Noelle.
vest.
She needs the Noelle sweater, so that's what I'm crocheting. So here is my progress. So this is the whole front panel of the sweater vest. It doesn't have the ribbing, so it looks very weirdly shaped, but it'll all come together.
It looks so good, though.
Don't worry.
Oh my gosh.
And then I'm literally so close to finishing the back panel. I think you haven't seen the progress in a while.
I haven't.
This is the back panel.
Oh
so
my
literally,
gosh.
I just need to make like this little like side. So you see this side goes up. I gotta make that side, and then just weave in all the ends, and then it's ready to be sewn together, which is very exciting.
Oh my
so
gosh.
that's what I've been working on the past few days. It's actually coming together quicker than I thought it would, thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's going to use a lot less yarn than I thought it would. I bought 5 skeins of each color, and I just started the 3rd skein of red, and I'm still on the 2nd skein of green. So I don't think I'm going to go through like the entire rest. And this will be the 3rd one that I have just in case I need it. But I'll probably have some extra, but it's better to have extra than have to order more.
True.
At the last minute.
True,
so.
Especially because TwitchCon is very soon. It's only in a couple of weeks.
Yes, it's very soon.
So
I know. So I did not want to have to wait for more yarn to come because I had to order it online. So
yeah, that's real.
But I've been crocheting a bunch of other stuff. I was going to have a big market this past weekend, and then it ended up going to be super rainy the entire time, and I did not want to deal with that, so I just decided not to go.
Mm-hmm.
But it'd be like that. But I've crocheted a bunch of little guys. I have a chicken here. I have a finished chicken.
A finished chicken? No, unfinished. We do. I guess this episode is unfinished.
I have
sweater, is what
unfinished.
It is.
Unfinished sweater. We do have a finished chicken.
Mm-hmm. Chicken.
Not to be confused with a Finnish chicken.
Right,
it's a finished.
Finished
chicken.
Completed chicken.
Completed chicken.
I think it's funny that every single episode so far we've had some sort of unfinished project. So we had the unfinished pickle. We had what was in the last episode? Unfinished pumpkin.
I think it was a chicken.
It was
or maybe
pumpkin, I think, or something like
Either
that.
pumpkin or chicken.
Yeah,
probably.
And then this one is finished chicken, but unfinished.
I'm pretty much
sweater.
always gonna have. I also have an unfinished cat.
Unfinished cat. Oh my gosh.
Unfinished cat.
Slay.
This is the front. The lighting is kind of watching
it's
out
okay.
a little bit.
That's our secret segment is what's Mel's unfinished project of the week.
Yes.
The episode.
It'll eventually come up. Other than that, the only thing that I've been hyper fixated on is I've been listening to the ACOTAR audiobooks. So if you didn't know, I'm a big romantasy girly. And I was like wanting something new to listen to, so I was like, oh, I'll just like, let's listen to the ACOTAR audiobooks. And I'm just like falling in love all over again with this series, and listening to the audio version is so good. Like, not only like from the story and the acting, but also like the spicier parts are really good too. In the voice acting. So I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm like at the end of book 2. I haven't listened to it in a couple days, but I was like listening to it like nonstop at work like the second half of the week last week. So that's what other miscellaneous items have been new for me. I can't think of anything else. What's new? Do you have anything?
No.
Going on with you?
No, just class, work, you know.
Yeah.
I kind of touched painting from I'm in a painting class. All my materials are currently at my school, so I can't show you because I left them there today. But yeah, doing that, colors, things like that.
Colors.
I talked about my games that I'm currently interested in already, so nothing else really new for me.
I haven't been playing. Yeah, I've been crocheting so much that I literally haven't been gaming at all recently too. Except like I'll occasionally still play some Zelda, and then just either reading or crocheting or listening to audiobooks is what I've been doing lately.
It's that time of year right now.
In my free,
it's just that time of year where we just are weirdly busy with like kind of doing nothing, but also kind of doing everything. So it's like just one of those things. But
it's just one of those things. But I do have a trip coming up this weekend. I'm leaving in a couple days here to go visit one of the wifeys. So I'm very excited. And we're going to a concert and just going to kind of hang out at her place for a couple of days. We don't really have any plans besides just hanging out and probably just taking walks around the neighborhood. So that'll be fun. I'm excited for that.
Oh, I'm going to the Ren Fest this weekend. The Minnesota Renaissance Festival.
That's right.
It's the final weekend, so I'm going to be going with Lex, who is one of our other besties. Me and Lex and her fiance, aka her finance, as we call him, based on a misreading.
AKA your bill.
Yeah. But we're all going, and it's gonna be so fun, and I'm very excited.
I'm so excited for y'all. That looks like it's gonna be so fun.
I love the Ren
One
Fest.
of these years, I'm gonna end up getting up there in time to go with y'all.
I know,
because it sounds so fun.
It sounds
so fun, but it's a trip. For like just one day. It's like I do so many one-day trips that I'm like, oh, I gotta do another one. It can be a hassle sometimes, but I'm excited to see you. So it'll be like, basically there's only one more episode to record, and then after that episode we'll have seen each other for like the first time in a few months. So I'm excited.
Yeah, very exciting.
I'm excited. Long distance best friends suck.
I know, it's really hard, but that's part of why we have a podcast. We make it work. We hang out all the time online.
We literally hang out every single day, basically, unless we have stuff going on.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah. So, is it Pokemon time?
I think it is Pokemon time.
I think it is Pokemon time. Let's go. I gotta get my app.
I know. We don't prepare for this. We will forget every time to like pre-prepare. I did make sure that I have all my packs this time though for y'all though. So let's see. Oh, I heard your audio. Ba-boom.
Do. Are you going first?
I'll go first, yeah.
Okay.
Alright. We're gonna open the newest one still. It's just still the blue one. There hasn't been another one. If it'll ever load, there we go. That one. Should we do the little peek trick chat? You can kind of rotate it to the side. Ooh, there's a rainbow card in the back. There is a rainbow card in the back. Slugma, Frillish, Electros. The Poliwrath EX! The rainbow one! That's new for me.
Good. That's cool. Hell yeah.
That's so cool. I also gotta turn down the brightness just like a tad more for y'all so y'all can see a little bit better. But yeah, that was a new one for me. And then you also get to see the weird reflection of my computer screen as I do this.
Testing it while you're doing
That's
that
valid.
to see if I can get it
right?
ready to go. That's too dark. Whee!
That one. Feebas, Dugtrio. These are all just regular ones. Nothing new for me. I basically have all of the regular ones, so unless there's a special one. I still haven't gotten like the big special one. I still have 2 more packs. I still haven't gotten the big like dynamic card yet from this pack, so I gotta get it one of these times, right?
It'd be so cool if it was on the podcast.
Yep, not in this one. No new ones.
Damn. This is it, I believe.
This last
4.
one, surely.
4th time's a charm.
Send me your good vibes. Nope.
Damn.
No new ones, but I did get that rainbow card today. That was a cool one. That was a cool. I like the full art.
That was a
rainbow
good
ones,
one.
And I hadn't gotten one of those in a while, so.
Okay. All right. My turn.
That one.
Ursaring, Farfetch, that's a new one. Relicanth, Durant. Oh, Milotic.
Oh, the Milotic.
I have this one apparently.
Yeah, that one's
I have
pretty.
that one apparently.
I think you sent that one in my Discord recently.
I think I did. Yeah, I think I did. Swipe up. Okay, hurry up.
I hate the whole, like, making you swipe up. It's like, I already saw that it's new. Why are you making me do a second step?
I know.
Slay?
That one. Fan P? Another Fan P?
2 in a row.
Licky Tongue. Ms. Magius. And Poliwhirl.
Nice.
Nice. Nothing too exciting. But still fun.
Mm-hmm.
Still gives you dopamine.
Eventually we'll get, like, a really good pull.
Or we'll get a good hit.
Yeah, we'll get a good hit eventually.
Yeah.
And it'll be very exciting. I mean, my rainbow hit, that was a good hit today. That was a good
That was a good hit. That was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think we're at the end of our episode today,
that's
gamers.
the end of the episode.
As always, make sure to send us in some questions if you have anything that you'd like us either to yap about on podcast.
Have it.
Streamer mode. If you have any specific questions or topics or suggestions or anything, feel free to leave it in the comments of any of our socials posts, some comments of the podcast itself. You can email it to us. It's whatscarepodcast@gmail.com. Make sure to follow us on all of our socials as well. We're pretty much just What's Scare Podcast on, like, all of the socials. TikTok, Blue Sky, Instagram, YouTube, all that jazz. So make sure you follow us. And next episode will be Life of a Showgirl.
Yep.
So you'll get to hear all of our thoughts, which will be really exciting. We're going to be really excited to share our thoughts with you.
So excited.
So we're so excited. So we hope you enjoyed today's episode. And don't forget to be gay.
Yeah,
that should be your sign off every time.
Don't forget to be gay.
Don't forget to be gay. Don't forget to be gay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.